My name is Heidi. I am a new ASL student. I sign slow. I know very little. Do you understand my hands? Why not? Why do our schools not teach ASL the same as reading, writing, and math? Through the generations, society has mostly wished only that people who are deaf or hard of hearing adapt. How many children around the world share the sentiments and thoughts of a deaf child by Stephen J. Bellis? My family knew that I was deaf when I was only 3, and since then, 15 years ago, have never signed to me. I know when I'm around the house, I try and use my voice. It makes them feel comfortable. For me, I have no choice. I try, communicate their way, uncomfortable for me. My parents wouldn't learn sign, shamed or apathy. I never cared about the sound of radios and bands. What hurts me most is I never heard my parents signing hands.
They had started giving me hearing aids and I started learning how to talk. So as far as they were concerned, I was fixed. They sent me back to public school. I was in public school in 4th, 5th grade. I had no business being in a public school. I stole money. I stole candy. I stole things from my house to take to school to give to the other kids because I wanted them to like me. I just wanted to be accepted. I wanted to feel a part of something. I didn't feel a part of my family because we weren't communicating. They were never telling me about my hearing aids. I had to wear these hearing aids with wire packs from here going up to my ears. I felt funny. I didn't know nobody else had to wear them. So I'm in school and I'm saying, hi, you would like me to be my friend? I just want to be accepted. I wanted to be a part of something. Everybody wants to be accepted, a part of something. So I stole, and I would give stuff away. I had no business being in a public school. I couldn't understand anything in the classroom. Teachers would have their back up against the blackboard. I couldn't hear what they were saying. By the time one kid would say something, I go to look for their lips, another kid's lips were moving. I was totally lost.
This was in the 1950s or 60s, I guess. Things had already changed by the time I was in school in the 1980s. In 6th grade, I went to school with Jennifer. She wore hearing aids, and during class, an interpreter signed all the teacher spoke. Jenny and I became school friends. She invited me to go Christmas shopping at the mall, just the two of us. Though Jennifer had some hearing and red lips, our conversation was slow and difficult. I remember sitting together in the food court, trying again and again to fully understand each other. After that, we only visited in school, and there, my memory of our friendship ends. Jacqueline Woodson explores this idea from a different angle through Franny's thoughts about her deaf brother in the novel Feathers. Sean smiled and shook his head. It wasn't a big smile, just more like a big brother smile. He's so beautiful, all tall and dark with pretty eyes and a nice big brother smile. If he wasn't deaf, he'd have 1,000,000 girlfriends. Hearing girls were always looking at him, but most times, when they saw his hands flying through the air, they stopped looking, which was stupid to me. Sign language is just another language, and if they weren't so dumb, maybe they could learn to speak it. Once in a while, he'd tell us about a deaf girl in his school that liked him. Sometimes he liked her back, sometimes he didn't. Schools feel we need to know the dates various fields filled with battle blood, when certain human beings walk particular patches of earth. Enough algebra to lay new flooring at age 14, but have strangely missed the need to teach all of us ASL, a language which is as foundational to many individuals and as a society as reading, writing, and math.
We all can find together. I'm an internet. It helped me hear a little bit, but not everything, not all. You know how I listen to music? So I put my hand on the speaker to feel it, to memorize the beat over again. Then again, the what's next? Studying the words, the lyrics, again. Then next dance. Put it together in one. I work hard. People think that I cannot be dope because I'm so good. Practice make perfect, right? 5, 6, 7, 8. What motivated me to teach? Because I want to bridge the gap between the deaf and the hip community. Why not teach the world kids a new kind of dancing they never experienced before? Deaf people feel connected with me because I'm deaf and outside, so it's easy for them to understand.
When I go into my dance class, we have loud beats of dancing because we have to feel the beats. So yeah, it was really fun because you get to have the feeling up to your body. So it's like, ready to dance.
What wonderfulness do we all recognize in Helen Keller's learning to communicate, though lacking in sight and hearing? Through William Gibson's The Miracle Worker, we catch a glimpse of what the beginning of Helen's learning journey might have looked like through an interaction between Kate, Helen's mom, and Annie, Helen's teacher. Kate: I worry about you, Miss Annie. You must rest. Annie: now? She spells back in her sleep. Her fingers make letters when she doesn't know. In her bones, those fingers know. That hand aches to speak out, and sometimes, and something in her mind is asleep. How do I nudge that awake? That's the one question. Kate: with no answer. Annie: except keep at it. Then later we find we have potentially missed much by focusing our attention largely on Helen Keller's skills despite lack of physical vision and hearing, and almost nothing on the ideas about life that she wished to communicate. In The World I Live In and Optimism, a collection of essays, we have Helen Keller's own words on this subject. From the preface. Every book is in a sense autobiographical, but while other self-recording creatures are permitted to at least seem to change the subject, apparently nobody cares what I think of the tariff, the conservation of our natural resources, or the conflicts which revolve about the name of Dreyfus. If I offer to reform the educational system of the world, my editorial friends say, that is interesting, but will you please tell us what idea you had of goodness and beauty when you were 6 years old? First, they ask me to tell the life of the child who is mother to the woman. Then they make me my own daughter and ask for an account of grown-up sensations. finally, I am requested to write about my dreams, and thus I become an anachronical grandmother, for it is the special privilege of old age to relate dreams. The editors are so kind, and they are no doubt right in thinking that nothing I have to say about the affairs of the universe would be interesting. But until they give me the opportunity to write about matters that are not me, the world must go on, uninstructed and unreformed, and I can only do my best with the one small subject upon which I am allowed to discourse. How many of our elderly relatives and friends who experience hearing loss retreat in frustration and sadness when their younger family members don't understand and to forget to speak up most of the time, so that their grandparent or uncle may be included in gatherings? Would this difficulty, known to nearly every family, fail to exist if ASL were simply a part of the general language landscape everyone knows and uses? Carol was in a car accident 25 years ago, which damaged her vocal cords. She speaks in a loud whisper. Sharon's hearing has been steadily decreasing with age. She sits close to whomever is speaking when she can. Carol and Sharon are both active, social 70-somethings who enjoy each other's company at gatherings. Carol cannot speak up. Sitting closer to Carol doesn't help Sharon hear her. They might laugh a bit, apologize to each other, sometimes ask for help for someone to speak for Carol. We have begun setting up a microphone at meetings so Sharon can hear all of us, Carol included, without leaving her seat. What might Carol and Sharon talk about if both knew sign language? We'll never know. Like most everyone else, I did not learn sign language as a child. So I now plod along slowly, gathering words in my body and expression, hoping one day to be fluent in ASL. At least enough to sit with a deaf or hard of hearing friend in the mall's food court and laugh easily together as we talk about life, the universe, and everything. Through the generations, society has mostly wished only that deaf or hard of hearing people adapt. How many children around the world share the sentiments in Thoughts of a Deaf Child by
We can start again.
Like most everyone else, I did not learn sign language as a child. So I said, we get an idea of how this might have begun. I'm going to try that one more time. Through the generations, society has mostly wished only that deaf or hard of hearing people adapt. How many children around the world share the sentiments in Thoughts of a Deaf Child by Susan? Oh my gosh. It's going to get easier as we get into it. It's that.
It's good. It's so good.